Why are the so-called outsiders like Trump and Bernie Sanders now finding so much support? There's an article today in the Des Moines Register that claims many Iowa voters see the system, the political system, rigged, and they want it fixed. Here's the poll number. Nearly 4 in 10 likely Republican caucus goers say the system is rigged against them. And for likely Democratic caucus goers, it's much higher. 67%, two-thirds say the system is rigged against them. Kathie Obradovich is a political columnist with the Des Moines Register and with me now in studio. Nice to see you in person, by the way. I'll shake your hand.
You, Bill.
We've talked through the window by way of New York, and now we're in person. What does this tell you about the mood in Iowa, and perhaps where that reflects in the rest of the country? Let's start there.
Yeah, so first of all, I think that there is a segment of voters in Iowa who are, just as Martha just said, angry. And you are seeing that play out in this very interesting number of people in this poll who say the system is rigged. That is not a typical Republican response. Most Republicans say that the system works pretty well for people who work hard, are willing to work hard. The system is rigged, and so now most of those people who think the system is rigged are supporting Donald Trump. And interestingly enough, the demographics, if you break it down, the only people who feel the same way as Donald Trump about this are people making less than $70,000 a year and political independents, which is a strong segment for Donald Trump. He needs political independents to turn out to the Republican caucus to help bolster him.
That's a mouthful now. That's a lot of data. So what you're finding, though, we've seen voters in the past that they were angry because they told us that. But is that number higher now or not?
I think it is. I think that people are more angry. More people are angry now than there were even 4 years ago. And
is that an economic condition? What is that?
It's both economic and political. So when we talk about the system being rigged, they're concerned that the economic system is rigged to favor the wealthy and the powerful, but they're also unhappy about the political system. You know, Donald Trump is a billionaire, so why would you pick him to be the voice of somebody who is getting the shaft from the wealthy and powerful? Well, I think it's because he is promising to change the political system. He doesn't talk like a politician. People like that he's a straight talker and not politically correct.
That could be. Who do they say screwed it up for them?
Well, I think that it is a situation where Washington culture, people are very angry about politicians in Washington on both parties. They feel like they're being lied to by politicians. They see people go to Washington and get corrupted. So you might send good people from Iowa to Washington, but they get corrupted by the system, and that includes the lobbyists, the big money, corporate interests, and also the political system itself.
So these people then feel like Washington has not helped them.
No.
And my sense is that that's a reflection of how you feel about your situation in life, and that comes back to finances. And if you've got a middle class that's been battered for the last decade, this is the voice that's starting to emerge. Is there truth to that or not?
It's more economic than education. You know, people said, oh, Donald Trump, he's a candidate for people without college educations. That's not necessarily true. He has support from people who are college educated and not. But people on the lower end of the economic spectrum, regardless of how educated they are gravitating to Trump. And I think it is in part that dissatisfaction. Here in Iowa, the economy is one of the best in the nation. We have very low unemployment.
Really?
Very low unemployment here. And so it is people who are still not working.
Have the wages gone higher, though, or do they feel like they're stuck?
I think people feel
that's
stuck.
That's the best way to ask
because
it.
While Iowa is a very high employment state, we're still a fairly low wage state.
Kathie O, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Great to be with you in person.
Yes.
Thank you for being such a great host.
Thanks for seeing you.
You bet.